Hey, how are you?
Kid Loki, a reincarnation of the original Loki, emerged from one of the most intricate manipulations the trickster god had ever orchestrated. During the siege of Asgard, Loki's machinations resulted in Norman Osborn leading an attack against the Asgardians. While he intended to restore Asgard to its rightful place in the Nine Realms, he miscalculated the devastating power of the Sentry, who had succumbed to his void persona. As the battle escalated and Asgard crumbled, Loki realized the extent of the destruction and sought to make amends. Using the Norn stones, he empowered the Avengers in their fight against the Void. However, his act of redemption came at a price. He was killed by the Void in front of Thor, uttering a final apology to his brother before his demise.
Sorry.
Loki's death, however, was not the end of his story. Before the siege, he had manipulated Hela into removing his name from the Book of Hell, preventing his soul from being claimed upon death. This maneuver allowed him to be reborn rather than truly perish. His reincarnation took place in Paris, where he lived as a young boy under the name Saror, the French word for love. Without any memories of his past life, he was discovered by Thor, who, despite all of Loki's past betrayals, could not bear to be without his brother. Thor chased the frightened child and, after catching him, attempted to explain who he truly was. Initially skeptical and believing Thor to be mad, Loki eventually started to accept the possibility. Plagued by nightmares of a past he could not remember, he feared that he was indeed the villain Thor claimed he once was. Thor restored some of his identity, but he only had a fraction of his former powers. Returning to Asgard did not bring him peace.
Wait.
The Asgardians harbored deep resentment toward him, treating him with contempt and distrust. Even Odin, upon seeing his reincarnated son, reacted with fury, blaming him for Asgard's destruction and nearly rejecting him entirely. Despite the disdain directed at him, Kid Loki sought to prove himself. When Galactus threatened Asgard and Midgard, he hid the World Heart to protect both realms. Yet, his actions were met with anger rather than gratitude. Thor, blinded by fury, grabbed Loki by the neck and accused him of treachery. Loki, overwhelmed by grief, tearfully insisted that he had only been trying to save his brother. The moment marked a painful realization for Loki. No matter what he did, he would always be seen as a trickster and a liar. Thor, realizing his mistake, later apologized, though trust between them remained fragile. As Loki attempted to carve out a new existence, he uncovered a hidden truth about his rebirth. After deciphering a cryptic riddle, he stumbled upon a spectral remnant of his former self. This lingering essence revealed that Kid Loki's existence was part of a grand design Loki himself had set into motion before his death. The old Loki had ensured that the cycle of trickery and deception would continue, even in his absence. However, Kid Loki rejected this fate, refusing to be a pawn of his past self. To solidify this defiance, he transformed the spirit into a magpie, which he named Ikal, a reversal of his own name. Ikal would serve as both a guide and a reminder of what Loki once was, a haunting presence in his new life.